Hello and welcome to the Elevate podcast. I'm your host, Patricia Nowakowski. I am a salon owner, educator, mindset, and leadership coach that helps salon owners go from overwhelmed and burnt out to motivated and empowered. It is my mission to help you systemize your business, generate more profit, and create a career that you are absolutely in love with. Join us every week to learn about the small shifts you can make to elevate your business regarding mindset, marketing, social media, business systems, and so much more. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Elevate podcast. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing what I'm currently working on inside of my salon. So lately, we have been really focusing on our growth plan for our team. And I think a growth plan is so important because when we're bringing on really driven, very professional, and very career-focused stylists, having a solid growth plan and being able to very concisely communicate what the growth looks like in your salon and how far somebody can go and how far you can take them in your business is very important to landing the top talent that you want working inside of your salon. Wondering what it's like to work with me? Want to know what I've tried and tested in my salon and how you can create more freedom as a salon owner? I'm excited to offer an exciting way to get my coaching lessons to you in our podcast subscription. The Elevate Insider is an inside look into my coaching calls and includes exclusive content from me. These episodes contain coaching lessons and the exact steps you need to take to grow your salon. Plus, you'll receive special PDFs and supporting documents so that you can easily take action. To learn more and to become an insider, visit opulentbeautypro.com/insider or find an episode of the Elevate Insider on Apple Podcasts. The way that we position how people can grow is crucial to whether or not a stylist will choose you. So we've been updating the roles inside of my salon, and I just want to add before we get started that if you want the full episode, the supporting PDFs, which is going to give you a clear description of each role that I'm creating inside of my business, and if you want the full details of today's episode and how I'm implementing them, be sure to subscribe to the Elevate Insider. This is only a portion of today's podcast, and then the full episode is always over there in the subscription portion of our podcast, and you'll get really detailed, tangible steps on how to start incorporating these things in your business. Some coaching sessions I've done with my coaching group, and you can kind of see what it's like to work with me one-on-one. If you don't know, I worked for a coaching company that really spoke against what I started implementing in my salon, and I have to say that I've had so much clarity within the last year and so many amazing results since I've started running my business in a more authentic way. I'm so glad that what I experienced is something that I went through because I really saw how certain things do not work in business. And since I've started making these changes slowly, since I've started incorporating more structure in my business, more ways for people to actually grow, since I've really dialed in on my pricing, and since I've dialed in on not only my client experience, but also my stylist experience, I've really seen tremendous growth, and I've seen record-breaking months inside of my business. I know so many people are complaining about being slow right now, but I really think it's because you need to elevate the way that you're doing your business. Now, if this is something that you need help doing, I work with people one-on-one, and we are revamping and relaunching my program in August to really help solidify different changes in your business so you can start getting better results for yourself as well. So one of the things that I really noticed is that you need levels and you need clear roles inside of your business that are attainable and achievable with the hard work that your team does. I also realized that having solid roles in my business has also allowed me to really hire people that are more career driven and don't really treat doing hair as a hobby. I have said this over and over on social media. I know I've said this in past podcasts. The team I have now is the best team that I've had in the last 13 years. And that didn't happen by accident. That's actually happened by the trials, tribulations, things that I've tested, things that have not worked out, things that I've completely crashed and burned on. And it really has brought me to a place where I now have really been able to dial in on what produces results for my business. I feel like hiring is the biggest struggle for so many salon owners, and I'm going to do a different podcast on that. But I really want you to take a step back and I want you to think, what is more impactful? Having a post on social media that says, "We're hiring," or having a post on social media that is more along the lines of, "I'm accepting applications for our team leader position. I'm accepting applications for our mentor position. We are accepting applications for our creative director position." Positioning the actual roles in your business in that way is definitely going to help you attract a different type of stylist, right? And here's why having roles are so important for your business. One, people want to feel special and people want status and to have a fancy role title. They just do. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel important. It makes them feel like they earned something. And it definitely positions them in a way to take their position inside of your salon more seriously. People also want to work for things and they want a blueprint on how to get to their next level and what the opportunities are. Having roles means that it's not just a hobby, it's an actual career. Can you imagine if one of your stylists got to go around and said, "Yeah, I'm the creative director for Opulent Beauty"? Like, that is some cool shit right there. That is what people are looking for. People want to have their strengths acknowledged. People want to be acknowledged for their hard work. And they want to have opportunity just to find fulfillment and grow. So not only does this create a more professional feel in your business and a more professional feel for your team, it also allows to give your team opportunities to make money in other ways. I pay my team for their roles. It's so funny because I just saw a post on social media. There was a salon owner and she was talking about giving her stylists more commission because she wants to retain them and because she wants to, make sure that they make good money, is what she said. Now, I'm telling you, if you are doing it that way, you're doing it wrong. When you set up roles in your salon and you have roles that allow your team to make money in other ways besides just working behind the chair, that is going to lead to team retention. It also means that when you have team members creating income inside of your business, not just from working behind the chair, replacing that income if they leave is going to be much harder, right? Because they're going to have a portion of their income coming from the role and the job title that they have. So this is why it's so important. Not only does it retain your team to have roles set up in your business, this will allow you to set a fair commission rate. In my salon, we do a sliding scale. All new stylists start out at 40%. Then we have a sliding scale from 42 to 48%. And then the team members that have different roles in my business, some team members make a percentage off of the people that they mentor, so they get a percentage of their revenue. A lot of the roles in my salon, they're paid hourly, so it's the same hourly rate that they would make behind the chair. But by doing this, not only am I helping my team grow, one, professionally, financially, it's also giving me freedom. because I'm giving my team in their roles and their duties things that I need taken off my plate. I'm going to go over those roles today so you can get a basic idea. And again, if you subscribe to the Elevate Insider, I will give you a whole PDF with descriptions and how to position these roles to actually start hiring, what to look for, how to interview for these positions, what to look for in your team to promote your team, which might I add, promoting your team to these positions is really fucking cool. It makes them feel so good when you do it the right way. You have to do it the right way. They have to earn it and they have to really fit the role description. Otherwise, it's going to be a complete mess. And this is something else that we can also work on through coaching. But it allows me to have freedom. So we have, just as an example, I have a marketing director and I have a marketing assistant. The marketing assistant role inside of my salon is one of my stylists. She is fucking killer at social media. So she captures content, she captures videos, she creates reels, she gets pictures for us. And that is one thing that is taken off of my plate now. And to be honest, our social media has never looked better because she belongs in that role because she's passionate about creating social media and she loves it and she is incredible at it. When I say like creating these roles, they should be real roles that are going to be functional inside of your salon, and they should be things that are going to be taking things off of your plate to make your life easier as an owner, right? It also gives my team purpose. It's something to work towards. When you have new stylists, you can start a goal plan and really work towards the things that they need to do in order to accomplish, to achieve that role, which again creates freedom in your business. And it's so nice to delegate things out. It spreads out the responsibility in the salon. And I can honestly say it creates a really strong culture because people are more focused on earning their roles in the salon and focused on growth. So they don't get caught up in the quick energy things like gossip and things like that. It also, again, builds confidence. I can't tell you how great my team feels when I say, hey, I have this role and I really think that you would be a great fit for it. And this is your new title. Like it just lights them up. And again, it gives them that boost of motivation because remember, motivation is fleeting, right? To work harder again because they have something new and exciting happening. And it also keeps them accountable. And it also helps me as a leader because now everyone has a clear job description. So if something isn't getting done, it's not me going to the team and being like, why isn't this getting done? Why isn't anyone doing social media? No, if social media isn't done, there's a person that I go to for that. So it really just makes my job as a salon owner so much easier. I am going to share these team roles that I've created inside of my salon with you so you can just get a basic understanding and so you can get some ideas or maybe it'll spark some creativity in you so you can start implementing these things in your business. I also want to add again, you cannot just give these roles to somebody because you want to keep them in your business. That will never work for you. Then you're going to be more frustrated. You're going to resent that team member even more, and that team member has the ability to then hold you hostage. These roles need to be earned. You can't give these roles to people unless they do the work to actually be in the position. I cannot stress that enough. Please do not just give somebody a mentor role because you think they're going to quit and you don't want them to leave with their clients. You can't do that. You need to set them up with a path for success to move them into the role after they've accomplished the things that they need to accomplish. If they do not accomplish the things and do not fit the role description, they don't get the position. I'm telling you, it will just cause more problems than anything. Okay, here are the roles. And again, you can subscribe to get the PDF. Now, I'm sure you are somebody who is thinking, I can't afford to do that. Yes, you can. You just need to price properly and you need to strategically plan and you need to make sure your commission rate is at the right level. And then you need to just budget, right? The thing with having these roles and spreading the responsibility out to my team is you'd be really surprised on how it's really boosted their performance behind the chair. Not only that, it's taken things off of my plate so I can really focus on growing the business. And I can tell you honestly, since I've started doing this, again, we've had record-breaking revenue months. And it has been a game changer. It has completely changed the culture inside of my business. And again, it's not a ton of money. Like how I pay them is they have their hairstylist role, which they're a hairstylist when they're doing hair. And then there is a separate clock in when they are in their other role. So that is paid hourly. Their role behind the chair and their work behind the chair is paid with commission. And then they just clock in when they are doing each one of their roles. I do have my stylist clock in so we can track their time. And that's important to make sure that my team is getting paid appropriately. If you are not having your team clock in, you probably should, to make sure that you are up to code and up to standards with labor laws. So we have them clock in to make sure that they are paid properly. It allows you to track how they're doing. It really allows you to track what they're really making behind the chair as well, hourly, which is really, really important. But that is also for another podcast. But this has worked out really well for us. And I'm so excited to share this with you, really to help you create more of an elite professional salon, which I feel a lot of the stylists, especially your elite high value stylists, are looking for. So that is what I'm currently working on in my business. And I hope this maybe has sparked some interest in your future way that you run your salon. And of course, if you ever have any questions, you can always send me a DM and I would love to chat with you. If you loved today's episode, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe and leave a review because that helps the podcast keep going. All right, that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Elevate podcast, and I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Elevate podcast. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you would leave a review on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. The Elevate podcast is hosted by me, Patricia Nowakowski, and is produced by Opulent Beauty Pro. To receive my free business guides, visit opulentbeautypro.com/free or click the link in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram at Opulent Beauty Pro or at Patricia_Nowakowski_OBS. If you love this show, please consider subscribing and we will see you next week.